Hello there. How's it going? Just get grounded a little bit here. Join in. And I'll help you walk through what we're about to experience. So I'd like to talk today about what is fear. Some people give it the acronym of false evidence appearing real. Until you can see it and you can see how it shows up in your body, a lot of times to even recognize it as false evidence appearing real is almost impossible, because there's a visceral reaction that we've been taught, a fight or flight, a way that just kind of grabs onto us, tightens up our chest, and we start to become irrational. We want to run away from the polar bear or the saber-toothed tiger or whatever. We go back into this state of fight or flight, of protecting ourselves. And by doing that, it stops us from our awareness while we're in that state. So what I want to talk about is, firstly, how do we feel fear in our body? And then I want us to try and recognize what happens to us, what happens to our ability to process and deal with whatever's showing up. And then with conscious awareness of what fear is in our body, we can start to observe what's going on and start to kind of take a step back, to become grounded, to be able to breathe, take a conscious breath in that moment when our chest is so tight. And by building these tools and becoming aware, eventually fear shifts. It doesn't overwhelm us. It doesn't want us to just shut everything down and go into epinephrine or adrenaline going into our body, and our heart's pounding and our ears are pounding and we can't even hear anything. If we can get to a state of awareness of what our body's doing, we can now start to master ourselves and start to say, okay, well, why am I afraid? And a lot of times what's under afraid is things like somebody shouting, somebody being angry, fear for our life, that maybe we'll die, or some other thing. And these are all primal things that have been used to control us. And we actually live in a state in most of our lives of high cortisol, feeling like we're not going to get enough money. We got to listen to our boss who we hate or whatever. And we're in this state of struggle. So right now, our whole reality is being challenged. We're getting questions, stuff showing up through different mechanisms. We're starting to see things, hear things, feel things, and it feels crazy. It's like, what is going on right now? Why are all these strong energies? Why am I completely exhausted? Why am I completely anxious in this moment? There's just energies, there's triggers, there's tools, there's mechanisms, there's technology that has been developed that hits our hot button all day long, and we're just poked. And then you have things like banking and interest and trying to pay the mortgage and pay your utility bills and inflation and stuff changing outside of our control, and we're rapidly put into a self safety crisis, a security crisis. That's what's going on right now. So if we can begin to just breathe, is the very first thing that we need to do. When we feel that initial hit of, holy fuck, what the hell's going on? I'm scared, or you're tight here, or your shoulders come up and you're hunching forward and you're trying to protect your chest and you can't get a conscious breath. You can't get a deep enough breath because everything's contracted. I'm going to ask you to just take a second and witness that. Say, okay, I feel that. Holy shit, I'm scared. And it's okay. There's something inside that's been conditioned when something happens to close off, to be scared, to to maybe want to cry, maybe want to scream, maybe want to lash out at someone. Acknowledge it. It's normal. It's built into our body. We have these fight or flight receptors that are built into our brain that protect us, so we don't die when something bad happens or negative events start to occur. Now, the likelihood that that energy that you're going through right now, if you're just walking down the street or you're sitting in your car or sitting in your bedroom, is pretty unlikely you're going to be attacked and die in that moment. So we want to start to just become consciously aware of what our body feels like. It's like, okay, when my body feels this way, most people, and me included, things shut off, and we start to sweat and we start to contract, and then we're just sipping breath, and we can't get breath, and then we get into this state where there's low oxygen, and then it just spirals. So the very first thing we can do is breathe. Even if it's hard, just breathe right down into our pelvis, in through your nose, out through your mouth, with some noise, and let that noise go until you can start to consciously pull your shoulders back. Let that stress energy move through your body. Let it be aware of it, and look around and say, okay, is there anything happening right now in this state right here and right now that's going to kill me or to hurt me or whatever? And you're most likely going to find there's nothing going on. Maybe you're watching a video, maybe you're hearing somebody say something on Facebook, but you're sitting there in your chair with your phone, just completely and totally triggered. That's fear. A lot of times that's something that we don't understand. Thank you, Andrea, by the way. So once we understand this state of fear and emotion in our body, we can look around. Okay, I'm safe right now. Okay, so now all of a sudden you can give yourself some awareness that there's nothing physically happening right here that would create this. Now there's energies going on in the collective. There's changes and shifts going on. There's battles beyond our conscious awareness, but as a collective, we're feeling it. So all of a sudden you're feeling the emotions of some of this battles that are going on in the background, some of the people around us, fear of other people. If we're empathic, we're starting to pick up energies that are in the field. Now, all we can do in this moment is breathe. And just keep letting it go. And don't fight it. Don't say, oh, this is bad, I got to stop it. And what can I do? Just breathe and be present. And somebody quoted something today to take a violet flame. Just if you can close your eyes and imagine a beautiful purple violet flame and just run it through our field, just from top to bottom and top to bottom. And we're just combing this body because it's responding to something that's in the energy field. It's in out of our conscious awareness or visible awareness. It's happening. And just acknowledge it. It's not happening right here and right now to me, but somewhere, someplace, this is happening. Can you do anything about it? No. Is it hurting you right now, other than this energy that you're feeling in your body? Most likely not. So now, if it's hurting you in some way or whatever, you're going to want to kind of build a shield around yourself. But the fact that you're feeling the energy and getting hurt are two different things. So the fact that in the field, there's a whole bunch of unconsciousness, some darkness going around, some fighting, some interplay that's not feeling comfortable, it's got to happen. We're just part of it. So ground your energy, get grounded, get down and put your feet on the floor, put your feet in the grass if you can, get it in the carpet, have some bare feet, wiggle your toes, and just keep breathing. And just keep breathing. Drink a big glass of water, put some little pinch of salt or sea salt in it. Get the energy moving. The quicker we can get this energy moving through us, grounded into the earth, grounded out of the field, the quicker that energy is going to pass, the quicker the process of cleaning up the field is going to happen. So you won't have to feel that so often. If you're a clear path, and obviously you've chosen to be a path for these energies, the quicker it passes through us, the less we align with it or feel it's ours, the quicker it will pass through. And we need lots of energy people that are empathic, etc. And if you're watching this video, more than likely you're one of them. You're grounding this stuff. You came here to clear it from the field. So once you start to be aware that it's not a personal attack on you, it's a general attack on the light, on the collective, on the ascension, on these kind of things, we can quickly get to a space where it's like, okay, I'm over here, I'm participating. And if it gets too strong, you can say, I choose not to participate anymore. You can choose that, but it slows down the process. And you came here for self-mastery. So maybe just say, help me find a way through this. Give me guidance to show me what can clear this, what can move me forward, what can make me feel better. Often we don't. We just get stuck in, holy shit, this is intense and I can't deal with it. So now start asking for help. Hey, I'm here as a light worker. I'm here to move this, and I'm learning. Show me the way. Poof, you all of a sudden get grounded. Everything feels good. If you want to let that happen. If you don't want to participate because you've done too much work and it's scary or whatever, then pull back and say, hey, take the intensity off. Let me start to witness this from a little further back, and then it'll adjust. But there's a lot going on. The more we are consciously aware of what's going on, the more we pass it through us, the more we move through our emotions, the blockages that we have. If it's showing up in you, more than likely it's a facet of you or some past lineage or something that's needing to clear this stuff up. And the quicker it can come through you, and you can just constantly consciously allow it rather than trying to fight it, magic happens. Because you came here to clean up a lot of stuff. And the fear program, the unawareness program, is the thing that will block us. And it's a tool that's used against us. And the more we're afraid and the more we're not in our self-mastery, the more negative fluctuations happen. We'll call it that way, right? And we don't need the negative fluctuations anymore. So sit with your fear, and you're going to be surprised. And it takes a strong person, and it's not easy, but once you've learned this tool of being able to sit with your fear, sit in your trigger, see what shows up, and then use breath. Use that ability to pull back behind yourself and just watch what's going on. Why is my body so tight? And just kind of stay at 10 feet behind yourself and just witness yourself. You're going to see something's going on, and it's not you. It's like an overwhelm. It's like getting electrocuted almost sometimes. And what's going on? Where's that coming from? Why am I letting this in? Why does that feel so strong? Why is this uncomfortable? And then once you can see it and you can breathe it and you can sit with it, it doesn't have power anymore. You start to say, okay, you go sit in the chair over there, whatever is doing this. I'm going to process this in my own way. And I love myself, and I'm not going to hurt my body, and I'm not going to make this painful, and I'm not going to make this crazy. And then you walk through it. And then it doesn't have power over you anymore. That all-consuming body tightness, suffocation, trying to starve yourself of oxygen, etc., just can't anymore. It'll be like, okay, there's some energy here. Let's deal with it. It doesn't close you off. It doesn't shut down all your senses and try and make you feel like you're being attacked. It now all of a sudden says, okay, there's some energy here. Let's ground it. Let's deal with it. I'll let it pass through. Or else you can sit it, and those energies can also be blissful if you allow them. If you don't think you're being attacked and you're feeling these strong energies, you can let them just go through your body. Just let your arms down and just let that energy flow through you. And it can be amazing as well. You can also use things like salts, go for a salt bath. You can go get some fresh air, go for a little walk, be in nature, listen to birds, any of these things, and magic's going to happen. So these tools will give you the power over fear. And it's not meant to overwhelm you. But once you can stand in your fear, once you can stand in that wish to run away, that pull, you're going to find out that there's magic underneath. And once we know there's magic underneath, then things get even better. So try these things. If it's not working for you, put a note in the bottom and let's see what we can do. Thank you for listening. You have a great evening, and I hope this helps. Try it several times. You're going to find it doesn't always work the first time because there's a lot of programming and stuff in there, and societal conditioning. So I love you all. Thank you for listening. We'll talk again soon.